welcome to DYSL, a self-love zone where yoga is a lifestyle I'm excited to share, specifically and especially with the African American community. This is Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2024. Happy Valentine's Day to all the lovers. Love yourself first, then you can overflow and love everyone else. And also, happy Black History Month. We are going to get started with a 45-minute flow focused on upper body strength. Feel free to grab 2 blocks or something block-like, as well as if you would like to intensify your workout this morning, feel free to grab a couple of very light weights. I would not recommend any more than 3 pounds. And we'll just set everything props at the top of the mat. We're going to start in Sukhasana, which is our easy cross-leg seat. So feel free to come down, cross the legs, bring the feet as far away or as close to the body as possible, and just start to rock from side to side or maybe front and back on those sitting bones, making sure you can feel them nice and rooted into the mat. Take your hands to your knees and start to roll around on your torso. I want to shout out Savage by Fenty. This is not a sponsored video, but this bodysuit is really, really comfortable to practice yoga in. So if you are a Rihanna fan or a Savage by Fenty fan, feel free to go check it out. Go ahead and take those circles in the opposite direction now, making sure you're really letting the hips open up. You may hear some snaps, crackles, and pops. Just take it easy. And then go ahead and draw your spine toward the center. Roll the shoulders down and away from the ears. And we're going to take 10 shoulder rolls, taking the shoulders up and then down, pressing forward and then back. Letting the hands rest wherever you like. And just taking those shoulders up and down. And making sure you take them in the opposite direction. We're going to go 10 in the opposite. Go ahead and bring them forward now. Keep rolling. I'm on 5. You keep your own count, depending on how slow or fast you're rolling. And once you're done with those, just allow the shoulders to come to stillness. Draw them away from the ears. We'll just take our arms up toward the sky as we inhale, and then bring them down outside the hips as we exhale. We're going to inhale, bring them up again. Maybe your gaze will follow. Exhale, bring the hands back down. Now, we're going to do this 10 times. If you would like, here's the opportunity for you to intensify and start to build some arm strength here by taking one of your weights in each hand. Inhaling on the way up, maybe letting the gaze follow, and exhaling on the way down. If you don't have weights, feel free to substitute with blocks. It'll add a little bit more resistance. Whatever you do, make sure that those shoulders are staying down and away from the ears. I'm going to do our last 5 rounds without the weights. And just know, as you start to build your musculature in your upper body, a lot of it is based on your genetics, on your bone structure. Everything is not going to look the same on everyone. Just focus on your own journey. Focus on building your own strength. Excellent. Bring the hands back down to rest outside the hips. And we're just going to start to roll the head around, dropping our gaze down, and then resting our right ear to the right shoulder. Taking 2 deep breaths here. And then inhaling back to center, rolling left ear to left shoulder. Holding for 2 breaths. And now slightly just bring your chin up. So you're going to have a different tilt in your head and in your neck. Relax the chin back towards center and roll Right ear to right shoulder, same thing. Pause here, and then just lift the chin. Might feel that on the side of the back of the neck. Drop the chin back and bring the head back to center. Excellent. Now we're going to start to gaze over the right shoulder. Take an inhale as you pause, and exhale, come all the way over, gazing towards that left shoulder. Inhale, pause, exhale, come back over, look over the right. We'll do this 2 more times. You want to start to get your upper body nice and fluid, and that starts with movement. Head, neck, shoulders, arms, all connected by the connective tissue, our muscles, fascia. Excellent. Bring your gaze back to center. One more arm exercise here. We're going to inhale, both arms up over the head as we exhale, dropping the right palm toward the back and letting the fingertips on the left. Just hold that right elbow up. Press your chest forward as you roll the shoulders down just a bit and start to look down at your feet. Now slowly inhale, release your left hand from the elbow, drop it around your back. Maybe we can find the fingertips at the back. Roll the shoulders back one more time and bring your gaze to center. You're slowly going to start to just fold forward from here. So slowly allow your chest to come forward. Feel free to support yourself with a block if you like to come deep. And just make sure that you're hinging from your waist. Take one more deep inhale, drop your gaze back toward the feet a lot, and then as you exhale, lift back up to center. Release your arms, roll the shoulders out, maybe roll the wrists. And reset back to center. We'll do the same thing on the left. So we're inhaling, left arm is going to lift up. Drop the left palm behind the back, and now reach the right hand. If you need to start here, go ahead and start. Right hand can be at the top, making sure that you're nice and straight, and then go ahead and drop that right hand behind. But we'll be here, rolling the shoulders back, pressing the chest forward, taking a deep inhale, and then exhaling, rolling forward into the fold over the legs. Dropping the gaze down toward the heels, keeping the back of the neck nice and long. And then exhaling, coming back up to sit. Release your hands from the back. Roll the shoulders, wrists. And then go ahead and set the block aside. We're going to press up to the palms. Roll our knees back underneath our hips. Toes can be tucked or untucked. We're going to come into 5 rounds of cat-cow. Make sure your shoulders are aligned over those wrists. And spread your fingertips a lot. Inhale, roll the chest forward, drop the belly and look up. As you exhale, lift the top of the spine, look back through the knees, and press down through your palms. So we're inhaling to cow, and we're exhaling to cat. And we're going to do this 3 more times. Inhale, and exhale. If you want, feel free to start to switch the position of your fingertips so that your wrists get a different stretch. Maybe bringing those fingertips all the way around, pointing them towards the body. Really stretching out those wrists as we're going to need them through our flow. Beautiful. Bring the wrists back to center. We're going to open the knees out wide. Toes come together. Sink the hips back toward the heels. Drop the head and chest down for your child's pose. And again, use your blocks where you need. If you want a block underneath your chest or underneath your head, feel free. The blocks are there for you to support your body where you need to support. We'll take 3 deep inhales here. Really drop the hips back far toward the heels and anchor the fingertips toward the top of the mat so that you can feel the most stretch through the arms. Remember, you don't have to be static here. So if you want to roll your shoulders here, or if you want to root the elbows, bring the hands to prayer behind the head. One more inhale and exhale. Now all we're going to do is take this left hand and arm, thread it underneath the right, and come down to the right shoulder. Keep that, I'll come down to the left shoulder, excuse me. Keep your right hand reaching up toward the top of the mat. 2 more breaths here. Deep inhales and exhales through your nose. And go ahead on your next inhale, replace your left hand at the top of the mat. Bring your forehead back down. Come to your child's pose. Same thing. Right hand is going to thread underneath your left. Drop to the right shoulder, side of the head. And we're here for 3 breaths. Don't forget to reach that left hand and arm toward the top of the mat. On your next inhale, go ahead, release your right hand. Come back up to your tabletop position. Now starting to work on our arm strength. We're going to tuck the toes, take an inhale here, and as you exhale, roll yourself out to your downward facing dog. You can start to pedal your feet, lifting one heel and then the other. And remember, in downward dog, you want your weight to be in the heels. Even if the heels aren't touching the mat, that's fine. You want your hips to be as high as possible. And then keep those arms nice and long with the inside of the elbows facing the top of your mat. Hold for one more full inhale and exhale. Maybe nod the head yes or shake it no. And now we're going to come into 10 rounds. Inhaling forward to plank, exhaling back to downward facing dog. That's 1. So inhale forward to plank, spread through your palms, activate your core, and then lift back up. 2. Inhale to plank, exhale. 3. Feel free to take a break if you need off of your wrists. If this is bothersome, that's 4. Keep me honest here. And 5. And 6. 7. Notice if you're starting to lose your form. Try to come back to your center. 8. 2 more. Last one, that was 9. Excellent. Hold your plank here as you come down on your 10th. Take 2 more breaths. Really start to lift up through your core and drop your gaze down toward the thumbs. Inhale, knees come down. Roll back to child's pose and flip your wrist up so that your wrist can get some rest here. So palms up, wrists up. Hips back in child's pose. Take 2 more breaths here. Go ahead and start to flip the palms back down. And you're going to inhale back into your tabletop. Take a deep breath and step the right foot outside the mat toward the top of the mat. And really press into the full foot, making sure that you can feel the outside edge of your foot. You're going to take your hands up to your waist as you take your next inhale. Make sure that the thumbs are right at your tailbone and roll your shoulders down. We're going to take 2 breaths, inhaling, squeezing the elbows together behind us. Exhale, come back to center. 1 more time, inhale, elbows together behind, and exhale, back to center. Now we're going to inhale this left arm straight up toward the sky. We're going to exhale, slide the right arm down the right leg. Roll your left shoulder open. Maybe your left palm is facing front. Take 1 more breath here. Your next inhale, lift back up, lifting the left arm to the sky and then bringing both palms down to the top of the mat. Then lift your right leg up, swing it back to the back of the mat as you inhale. As you exhale, step it down. Make sure that your foot is, again, flat to the mat. And maybe just walk your left hand a little closer to the center of the mat. Line it up with your left knee. You're gonna inhale, take the right hand to your right hip, and then slowly, you're gonna lift your arm for your modified side plank. Once you're feeling comfortable here, we can hold for 3 breaths, or you can shoot the hips straight up to the sky, slide your left foot behind the right and hook it there for our full side plank. We've only got one more full inhale and exhale, breathe. Release your left knee and your right hand, then your right knee back to tabletop. And again, come off the wrist, maybe sink the hips back to the heels and come upright, rotating off the wrists if they're a little sore. Absolutely normal, but we don't want to push it. Whenever you're ready, you can come back to your tabletop position. Make sure you're lined up properly and then step the left foot off the mat. Again, toes are pointing to the top of the mat. You can feel the edge and the entire left foot on the mat. Inhale, hands up to the hips. Thumbs are at that tailbone. 2 breaths. Inhale, elbows squeeze together behind. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale, elbows. Exhale, release. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, left arm slides down the left leg. Reach up and then allow gravity to just bend you to the side, rolling that right shoulder, maybe the right palm is facing front. One more breath. Inhale, lift back up, and exhale, bring both hands down to the top of the mat. Spread through your palms, and then inhale, lift that left leg up, swing it all the way to the back of the mat. The left toes are pointing toward the corner. The entire foot should be rooted on your mat. Walk your right hand, line it up with your right knee, and then inhale, up. Left hand comes to the left hip. We're gonna slowly take a deep breath and lift that left arm straight up for our modified side plank, or if you wanna hold for 3, slide your right foot, hook it behind the left, shoot your hips up nice and high. 2 more breaths. Inhale deeply through the nose, exhale, last inhale. Go ahead and exhale, right knee comes down, swing your left hand, left knee back to quadruped. And again, rest off your wrists. Take a deep breath, bringing your hips back to the heels. And if you need to, go ahead and rotate out those wrists one more time. Excellent. Let's take a deep breath, coming back to your quadruped. Tuck your toes as you inhale, and then exhale, fold out one more time. Downward facing dog. Remember, hips are high, weight is in the heels. Everything is nice and as long as possible. We're gonna take a deep breath. Trust yourself to lift your left hand off the mat, bring it to the back, reach for your right ankle. Maybe you'll be at your right shin, absolutely fine. Why is my necklace? This is why you don't wear jewelry. One more breath here. Go ahead and inhale, left hand comes back to the top of the mat. Press those hips up high, downward. 2 breaths. Roll the insides of the arms forward, and then your next inhale, right hand comes to the left ankle or shin. Remember, upper body strength, this flow. 1 more breath here. Go ahead, release your right hand back to the mat, top of the mat. We're gonna walk the feet to the hands as we take our next few breaths, coming to Uttanasana at the front of the mat, letting everything be nice and heavy. Nodding your head yes, shaking it no. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows. Slowly start to unravel your spine, stack your vertebrae one at a time. Pressing down through your feet, letting your shoulders roll back, and then your head. And then let the arms and palms come down to your sides, spread through your fingers, find your strong Tadasana, your mountain. Excellent. We're gonna inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute, swan dive and fold to Uttanasana. Palms down, inhale, step back with your right foot to low lunge, and maybe bend and straighten through your left leg. Come back to your low lunge on the left, and slowly drop your right knee down to the mat, untuck the right toes. We're gonna inhale, press down through that left foot, lift up, reaching both arms up over the head for your Anjaneyasana. If this is too much, bring the hands to the hips and press the chest forward, shoulders down. Now we're going to inhale and drop your right hand forward, left hand back, twist open to the left. Maybe you can look over that left shoulder. Try to keep pressing into that left foot at the top of the mat and bring everything to your center. One more breath. Inhale, drop your left hand, look forward, and then both arms reach back up. Look up as you inhale, exhale, bring the hands down to surround that left foot. Tuck the toes on the right, step back to downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Now we're gonna roll forward to plank on our inhale. And as you exhale, lower. Come all the way down to the mat, untuck your toes. And now we're just gonna lift hands free, head and shoulders, baby cobra with no hands. 2 more times, come down to your left cheek, then inhale, baby cobra, no hands. Come down to your right cheek. 1 more on each side, inhale. Lift head and shoulders, come back. Last time, inhale. Keep the arms tucked to the sides of the body. Come back down, beautiful. Inhale, back through your quadruped, tuck the toes. Lift the hips to downward. 2 breaths. Inhale, right foot up. Exhale, bend the right foot, step it between the hands, low lunge. Again, here, bend and straighten through your right leg. As many times as you like. When you're ready, come back to your low lunge with your right knee over the right ankle. Inhale the left knee down, untuck the left toes. Press down through that right front foot and inhale. Hands can come to the hips or straight up. Anjaneyasana. Keep those hips nice and open. Roll the shoulders down. 1 more breath. Now we're going to inhale. Drop your left hand forward. Reach your right hand behind you. Swivel open to your right. Looking over that right shoulder if possible. Pressing into that right front foot. 1 more breath here. Beautiful. Swing your right hand down. Both arms lift, look up. And then exhale, hands can come down to surround that right front foot. Step back on the right foot. Come to your downward. 2 breaths. Excellent. 1 more time. We're going to inhale forward to plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Untuck your toes. Come to the left cheek. And then inhale, baby cobra, no hands. Exhale, right cheek. Inhale, baby cobra, no hands. Elbows tucked to the sides of the body. Exhale, left cheek. 2 more. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, come down. Last one. Inhale, no hands. Exhale, come back to the left cheek. Inhale back through your quadruped. And tuck the toes. Lift the hips 1 more time, downward. Beautiful. Inhale, both of your heels off the mat. Tiptoe feet to hands. Uttanasana. Maybe you slip the hands underneath the feet and step down through the toes onto those wrists if they're feeling sore. Or really lengthen through the arms as you press down through the feet. You might feel that in the wrists. Go ahead and bring the palms back down to the mat. We're going to bend the knees, bring your glutes closer to your heels. Reach your hands forward or let your arms flank your ears. Utkatasana. Excellent. Press down and lift up on your next inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale back to your Utkatasana. 2 more of those. Inhale, press down, lift up. Exhale, Utkatasana. Last one. Inhale, press down, lift up. Exhale, Utkatasana. Straighten the legs, lift to Urdhva, and then swan dive as you exhale, fold. Palms come straight down, step, hop, or jump straight back into plank. We're going to be in plank for about 3 breaths. Take a deep inhale, bring your left hand to the right shoulder, breathe. Release it back down, 2-handed plank. Inhale again, Right hand, left shoulder, breathe. Release. 2 more. What's happening in the rest of your body to let you do this? Left hand, right shoulder, release. Last one. Right hand, left shoulder. Keep your gaze down to the center of the mat. Release and drop your knees. Shift back onto the heels. Rest off the wrist. Great job. Take 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to inhale, roll back to your quadruped. Tuck the toes and exhale. Downward facing dog. Lots of downward dogs today, guys. Sorry. Lots of planking. Hold for 2 more breaths here. Lifting those hips, extending the legs. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale, left hand back to the right shin or ankle. Lift the hips high. Keep looking back, and then inhale, bring the left hand back to downward, the top of the mat. 2 breaths. Arms reaching forward, and then inhale, right hand, left ankle or shin, lift the hips, look back. Keep breathing, 1 more breath. Release the hand. 2 breaths here and downward. Excellent. Inhale, left foot lifts. Exhale, bend and step the left foot forward, low lunge. Keep the right hand on the mat. We're going to inhale, lift the left arm up for a side twist. Exhale, hand comes down, step forward to fold. Inhale all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Bring the hands down to prayer at your heart center and step the feet wider to the outside edges of the mat, dropping the heels together. With hands in prayer, slowly start to inhale, bend the knees. Come down with your glutes close to the mat for our Malasana squat. If you need, feel free to grab a block. Bring it right there. Maybe you're here, wherever you're at with the block. Go ahead and let it support your glutes or your seat. We want to tuck the tailbone as much as possible and let the elbows anchor the insides of the legs, the knees. And then we're just going to sit here for about 3 breaths. Letting those hips open. Now go ahead and bring your right palm down to the center of the mat. And inhale, reach your left arm straight up in this little Malasana twist. Beautiful. Bring both palms to center. Take 2 deep inhales. And your next breath, go ahead and release your left hand down to the center of the mat. Reach up with the right arm. Opening up through the side body, beautiful. Come back, palms in prayer. 2 breaths. Go ahead and inhale the hands back down to the mat. Straighten the legs, walk the feet behind the hands, and inhale to half lift. Hands come to the shins, exhale, fold back down. We're gonna step back with our right foot to low lunge. Exhale back to downward, lifting the hips. Roll through a flow. Inhale, forward to plank. We're already ready for chaturanga. Come down halfway. And then inhale, roll forward, arms straight to up dog. Exhale to downward. We're going to inhale this right foot straight up to the sky. Bend the right knee. Step the right foot forward. Low lunge. Stay on the ball of the back left foot. Press down through your right foot. Bring the hands to the hips. Maybe the thumbs can find those tailbones again. We're in a high lunge on the ball of the left foot. Slowly release your hands from your waist. Inhale, lift them up over the head. Roll your shoulders back. 1 more breath here. Inhale, open up now. Stay in your lunge, but your right hand comes forward. Your left hand goes back. Beautiful. Inhale, drop your left arm forward and reach back up. And now this is going to be the hard part. We're going to do the same thing but opposite side. So left hand comes forward, right hand goes back. We're in a twist. Still on the ball of that back foot. 1 more breath. Beautiful. Release your right hand. Both hands come down to the top of the mat. Step back to downward. 1 more flow. Roll forward to your plank. Come halfway down through chaturanga. Inhale to your up dog. Exhale to downward. Inhale the left foot up. Bend and step in between the hands, low lunge. We're still in low lunge on the ball of the right foot. We're gonna inhale and lift our hands to the hips, keeping it nice and square to the front of the mat. When you're ready, lift the arms up, remain in high lunge. 2 deep breaths here. And now we're gonna open. Left arm's gonna drop forward, right arm's gonna drop back. Still in our lunge. Breathe, 1 more breath. Go ahead and drop your right hand forward. Inhale, both arms up, release your shoulders. Here's the twist. So press down in that front left foot. We're gonna inhale, open now. Right hand forward, left hand back. 1 more deep breath. Beautiful. Release your left hand, both hands. Come to the top of the mat and step back, downward, no flow. Take 3 deep breaths here. And now we're gonna lay it down to pigeon. Inhale the right foot up. Bend your right knee. Bring your right knee towards your right elbow. And then slide it on down the forearm, rest it on the mat. Swing your heel out from underneath your seat and slide onto the top of the hip bones. Now this might not be possible, so if it's not, feel free to grab a blanket or a prop, wherever you need to support underneath your hips. Bring your hands to the top corners of the mat. You're gonna inhale, roll the shoulders back and look up, chest forward. As you exhale, just bend your elbows and you'll fold over your front right leg. Use a block underneath your head, or you can use your hands and arms to make a pillow. We'll be here for about 6 breaths. So come back to your deep inhales and exhales through your nose. And as you're here, you want to just focus on releasing right here and right here. So underneath your glutes, the front of those hips, in your pelvis area, you want to just focus on even softening that left knee. Soften. No strain, just soften. Take 2 more breaths wherever you're at is fine. You can slowly start to walk the hands back to the knees. Press through your palms, lift your head and shoulders, and roll onto the ball of that right foot, your left foot, excuse me. Lift the hips, step back to downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels. Ooh, I'm sweating. Y'all got me sweating. We're gonna rest in downward for about 3 breaths. Hips are high, arms are straight, legs straight as you can, heels yearning toward the back of the mat. Inhale, left foot lifts. Exhale, bend your left knee. Bring your left knee outside the left elbow. And then slowly trace it down the forearm. Rest it on the mat behind your wrist. Swing your heel out. And again, slide back. Find the tops of the hips. Every side of the body is different. Like my left side in pigeon is never the same as my right. But that's okay. We're gonna walk the hands again to the top of the mat. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, chest forward, look up. Bend your elbows as you exhale. Fold over your left leg. Support your head with whatever you need. And remember, start by softening through your right knee. Soften through your glutes on both sides. See if you can just get those hips to just relax a bit for about 3 more breaths. Whenever you're ready, you can slowly start to lift the head. Walk the hands back to the top of the mat, but we're gonna just lean into that left glute, and we're gonna slide this right leg all the way around to the outside of the mat. Bring your hips square and keep that left foot right on the inside of that right thigh. Setting up for a Janusarsasana. So we've got 2 folds coming. Go ahead and get your block or blocks. First, going to bring them and line them right toward the center of the mat. Make sure you are flexed through this right foot, soften through the right knee. And we're just slowly going to just allow the right hand to rest somewhere on the shin. Draw the shoulders back away from your ears. And make sure you can rock from side to side. You can feel both of your sitting bones. You may feel your right sit bone a little bit more than the left. You may feel the left more than the right, but you want to make sure you can feel both of them. And now start to hinge forward just a bit, just like you did from side to side. Make sure you keep the flex through that foot. Beautiful. Our first fold is going to go forward. So we're inhaling the arms over the head. We're exhaling, hinging from the hips as well as flexing. So you should feel your leg really, really lengthening. And you should feel your sit bones still rooted to the back of the mat. Now you bring the blocks to support whatever you need at whatever level you need, okay? We'll be here for about 3 breaths. Deep inhales and exhales through the nose, across the chest, around the back of the body. Arms are nice and long. Beautiful. Slowly start to walk the hands back towards your legs. Lift your center up. You can keep the blocks where they are. Roll the shoulders down. And now we're going to inhale one more time. Arms are going to lift. But as you exhale, I want you to turn your belly button toward that right thigh a lot. Beautiful. Now inhale here. Keep reaching up. As you exhale, only the left hand comes down first. Let your right hand follow. Aim for the outside of that right foot. And again, just drop your gaze down. Keep the back of your neck long. So the crown of your head is toward the foot. You're gazing down toward your left foot, most likely. And there's no straining, there's no reaching, it doesn't matter where your hands are. It matters here. This is the stretch that you want to feel. Take 2 more breaths. And you can slowly start to walk the hands back towards center. Lift your head, roll the shoulders down. You may need to push those blocks up and just release your left leg. Bring the right foot into the thigh on the left and open out your left leg. Again, flexing through that foot. Coming into our center and on our sit bones here. And making sure that we can feel on this side now what it feels like to rock from front to back and from side to side. 2 folds, so realign your blocks if needed. Shoulders down, we're gonna inhale, arms are gonna lift. Keep flexing through that left foot as you exhale. Just relax forward. Drop your gaze down, support your head or your neck with whatever you need. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. Soften through your left knee. If it's straining, you don't want to strain it, but you just want your heel to be flexed so that you can feel the whole back of your left leg, or as much as possible, on the ground. Start to lift your head, walk your hands back to your feet. Excellent. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears. We've got 1 more. Inhale, arms are gonna lift. As you exhale, belly button twist towards your left thigh. Inhale, reaching up here, and then exhale, right hand leads, then left to the outside of that left foot. That's where you're aiming. Just breathe. 2 more inhales and exhales. Folding from your waist. Softening those knees 1 more time, slowly starting to inhale. Walking ourselves back up to center, pushing those blocks aside and bringing the feet in front of us, keeping those knees bent. You can bring your hands right outside the glutes, let the fingertips point toward the front, and just bend into those elbows behind you. Adjust your hands further out or closer together, but I want you to be able to feel the bend and then coming back up to feeling those sitting bones really rooting into the mat. Now root the sitting bones, find a little bit of bend and give in those back elbows, and then we're gonna lift the right foot up. Then we're gonna bring that right foot down and lift the left foot up. One at a time. Breathe. This is core. If this is too easy for you, feel free to bring your arms here. If this is still too easy for you, feel free to keep your arms out with your weights. Keep breathing. We'll be here for a few more rounds. And now, bring both of your feet back down. Realign those hands. Find that little bit of dip in to the elbows. Lift your right foot as you inhale. If possible, lift your left foot. We're holding in our half boat, our Navasana. Core, core, core. If this is not challenging, go ahead and slide your arms to the sides. Flex the feet. Keep breathing here. 2 more breaths. If this is not enough, go ahead and straighten out those legs. Last inhale. Exhale, cross the ankles. Come back to your Sukhasana. Beautiful. Take a few rolls of the torso. And bring your spine back straight. Watch those weights if they're in the way like mine were. Roll your shoulders back. Hands can come to the outside of the hips. And we're just gonna, again, sway from side to side. Inhale that left arm up, bend into your right elbow, and then come back to center as you exhale. Lift your right arm as you inhale, bend and exhale, right arm comes back down. We've got 2 more of those. Inhale, left arm up, exhale back to center. Bring your right hand up as you inhale. Or maybe if your inhales and exhales are nice and long, you're doing this in one breath. Last time on this side. Excellent. One more time, 1 block or 2 right in front of you or at the top of the mat. We're gonna walk our hands behind the glutes, find a little bind here, interlace your fingers, and allow the palms to press down. And you can rest into your palms right here. Keep those arms nice and straight. We're gonna inhale, rolling the shoulders back, looking up. As you exhale, launch off of the hands, fold forward 1 last time. You can lift the arms up behind you. Relax your shoulders. Find length through the back of the neck. And feel free to rest your hands down on your tailbone. Maybe rolling through some cat-cows, or just letting your hands rest with your palms up, pressing your wrists into the mat. 1 more breath here. Go ahead and lift your head slowly, using your arms behind you to help if needed. And step the feet to the mat, slide that block out of the way. Roll yourself onto your back. Keep the feet on the mat and the knees bent, and just walk your feet a little closer to your glutes until you can feel your heels with your fingers. Bring the palms down. And we're gonna inhale, lifting the hips and the glutes off the mat, pressing down into our feet, especially our big toes. Lifting those hips a lot and keeping the head and shoulders rooted on the mat. Keep breathing here. 1 more breath. Now, if you can, I want you to press down into that left foot, lift your right knee into your chest, and lift that right foot straight up to the sky. Keep pressing down into that left foot. Keep the hips high. 1 more breath. Shakes are good. Bend that right knee, step the right foot down, keep the hips up. This should feel much less shaky. Better with our 2-footed bridge. Beautiful. Now press down through that right foot. Inhale, left knee is gonna lift. And exhale, lift that left foot up. Keep the hips high, keep the head and shoulders rooted. 1 more breath. Go ahead and bend the left knee as you inhale. Step the left foot down. One more inhale with the hips high, and now exhale. Hips can come down. Soles of the feet come together. Drop the knees open for Supta Baddha Konasana. Feel free to bring the hands to the insides of the thighs if you like. Your hips should be nice and flexible at this point. And we'll just come back to deep inhales and exhales in Supta Baddha Konasana. Feel free to also bring your arms to bent hockey sticks, palms up, whatever feels good. Take 2 more breaths. Slowly reach down and help your knees back together and center, bringing the feet down to the mat. You can drop your knees together from side to side, or maybe one at a time, whatever works. Go ahead and inhale both knees into the chest. As you exhale, lift the feet up toward the sky. We've got feet up the wall. And I want you to feel the bottom of your tailbone, the absolute bottom of your tailbone, really rooted into that mat. So you may need to drop the heels down closer toward the front of the room so that you can really feel that. And then bring your palms down, arms are straight. Head and shoulders remain rooted to the mat. Breathe and press up through the heels. One more breath. Excellent. Go ahead and bend the knees, drop the knees toward the armpits and reach the arms up for the outsides of the feet for happy baby. You can rock from side to side. Go ahead and bring the knees together gently. Step the feet down to the mat. Slowly go ahead and unravel one leg and then the other. Let the toes drop open. Let the arms rest in your Shavasana. Once you come back to your natural breath in Shavasana, just try to find a little more depth to your inhales and your exhales. Maybe finding that Ujjayi breath, your ocean breath, keeping the back of the throat nice and open as you inhale and exhale through your nose. And whenever you're ready to start bringing some gentle movement back into your body, feel free to wiggle the toes, rotate your wrists, or stretch your arms over the head. This is why I keep that pillow there, in case you're wondering. So my arms are nice and supported at the end of my practice. And whenever you're ready, you can roll into a fetal, supporting your head with your arm, coming to either side and bringing the knees closer to your chest. Using either hand to press yourself up and open back into your Sukhasana. Maybe bringing the hands to prayer at your heart center to seal in your practice. Thank you so much for coming back to DYSL Studio. I promise I will try to make more content Until then, keep practicing, keep loving from your heart center. Namaste.